Hello, everybody. Dorothy here, professional astrologer. I hope this finds you safe and well. We're going to talk about the new moon in Gemini, and we've had some wild astrological things happening over this last few days. It will continue to some degree, but let's talk about the new moon in Gemini and what we can do with that energy to help us to get, more on track. Not that you're off track, but more on track and into alignment with what's going on up there in the sky. So let me share my screen with you so you're able to see what I see. And here's the chart for the new moon, and it's for my latitude and longitude and my time of day. And it's at 9 degrees of Gemini. It's at 7:30 in the morning Eastern Daylight Time. You'll adjust for where you live. I do not talk about the house positions or the ascendant or midheaven in this type of forecast because we are all in different places around the planet. However, the overall feel of this is valid for everybody. And then we're all going to take this and put it into the context of our own lives. That's what makes this unique to each of us, not exactly the same for everybody. That's why I don't do sun sign astrology. So when we have a new moon in Gemini, our intentions, our focus, if you like to do ritual or set goals, should be those qualities of Gemini. What are the qualities of Gemini? Those keywords are information, communication, it's our neighborhood, it's our siblings, it's driving, it's, the back and forth of things. And it really is a lot of information coming at us quite quickly. Now, a new moon in Gemini doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be an overload of information, but it does mean that we should be focusing on that, especially now. Now, the ruling planet of the sign of Gemini is Mercury, and here he is right here. Everybody's blaming Mercury retrograde on everything that's going wrong, which is silly. It is about slowing down and taking things at a slower pace and a more inner pace, and taking and looking at what's going on inside before we take action. And then we want to consider the new moon. The new moon has no reflection, no light of its own, because the sun and the moon are in the same place. And so the moon has nothing, it cannot reflect anything at this point. So it's dark. So this is true for every new moon. So we want to focus on those qualities, Gemini, like I just said. However, it's like this. Here's my example. I love this example. Every fall, at the end of the season, I gather sunflowers. I gather their seeds, actually, dry them out properly, stick them in a paper bag for the spring. And sometimes I mix them up, and I don't mean to, but it's just easy to throw them all in one thing. So now, like this new moon, even though it's dark, we know we're going to be doing some Gemini things. No different than sticking my hand into that paper bag, pulling out a handful of sunflower seeds. I know they're all sunflowers. I'm going to plant them all, but I don't know which is going to bloom, and I don't know which variety I'm getting. So that is like the goal, setting goals during the new moon. We have our main ideas and our intentions and our hearts behind these intentions to manifest what we want. But sometimes we're not always going to get exactly what we want. It's going to be one of those big, massive 20-foot sunflowers that's as big as our head or huge. Or is it going to be one that branches off and they're little brown ones? Who knows? We don't know. And that's the example I like to show, I like to give when I'm talking about new moon. I don't do it every time, but it's just a perfect example. We're not sure what we're going to get. So yes, do your intentions. Set those goals based off of what you want, what you need, how you want to communicate with others. So important that we learn to listen as well as we learn to communicate, especially when it comes to relationships. If you're having some snags in your relationship right now, or still trying to negotiate with your boss for a raise or whatever, take your time, listen, prepare, set goals based off of that. And again, with Mercury retrograde right now, until the 4th, Am I off? It's until the 3rd. The 4th is when Saturn goes retrograde. Mercury goes direct on the 3rd. The thing is, the energy of this is represented by, let's take our time. We're not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I'm setting my goals nonetheless. So that's what this new moon represents. If you want to read this blog, it is on my website. If you join my website, just sign up. There's no fee. You'll be notified when I post that blog. And the other way is to get on my newsletter email list. It's just me, guys. Promise I never spam anybody. You only get one automated email just to confirm you signed up for it. That's it. I promise. Not like others. Not a mass marketer. So that's a piece of what this new moon is about. Take your time. Work towards, really engaging in what it is that you want. And let's have some better communication here. All right. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I'm going to read my notes really quick. See what's on your mind. Learn to listen very deeply. I already said that. Just listen to somebody as much as you would like to be heard. I mean, I think that's really going to be one of the biggest aspects of this, right? And, we even have, I didn't mention this either, so I just saw it in my notes. There are no applying aspects. The moon and the sun right there at this point are not making any applying aspects to any of the other planets for quite some time. These are all separating aspects. That means the new moon is beyond these degrees. And so for any of these Ptolemy aspects, the basic aspects, the basic 5, and I add the quincunx in there. And, the first thing the moon's going to do, the first aspect it will make after the new moon isn't until the 31st. And so that is at 4:10 p.m. Eastern, when the moon will square Neptune and trine Saturn simultaneously. Because you know why? Go ahead and look at these guys. Here, I'll draw it out for you. Neptune is at 25 degrees and 13 minutes. Saturn's at 25 degrees and 13 minutes. So when the moon finally gets here to 25 degrees of Gemini, it will make a 90-degree angle to Neptune and 120-degree angle to Saturn. What does all of that mean? So the first aspects the moon makes isn't for a long time. It's a day and a half after it's new. So we really have an opportunity to either mess up our communications for a long time or start to get clear on it. The square to Neptune means it's a mutable square from when it will connect. So unsure of the communication we're hearing or expressing. And then the trine to Saturn, an air trine, lovely. To me, the mutable squares aren't difficult. They're not. It just takes an awareness and an adjustment, and then we can pull them into play. So that means be open and receptive to people, to receiving messages and information, whether it's people or spirit. And then when the moon, again, simultaneously makes its aspect, a trine aspect to Saturn and Aquarius, it helps us to be a little more innovative and creative, still in the new moon phase. So if you even want to wait until after these aspects on the 31st, again, it's in 4 in the afternoon, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, but you can. Do what you feel is comfortable and best for you. So in a nutshell, working with this new moon wants us to play, have fun. That's Gemini. Gemini's a flirt. Be active, be open to new and innovative thoughts and ideas and communication. Put it down on paper if it means anything to you. And I want you, when you communicate, just as much as you want to be heard, I want you to listen to others. And that is going to be very important. Let me get my mouse back. There we go. That is just going to be a very important component of this new moon in the sign of Gemini. All right. Thank you guys so much. Patreon, you get this first. YouTube, you'll have this second. And I'll see you guys on the dailies. Blessings, everybody. Lots of prayers. Stay safe.